I made him squirm a bit, and I let him continue talking a little bit more, and I milked it for a little bit, and eventually, of course, I said yes, I would do it. So myself and Paul embarked on a best man double act. He would arrange the stag do, and I'd write the speech. So after some particularly poor organisational skills from Paul, he eventually arranged the stag do. We spent the day splashing our cash at the horse races before a night out in the historical, tranquil city of York with Simon dressed as a Smurf. Yeah. For those of you who have not yet seen the Facebook photos, if you want to catch up with me later, but here's a little taster for you. So we'll just pop him on there for now.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
When you get a chance to have a look, just please do have a look at his camel's toe on there. I've had the pleasure of knowing Simon for nearly 23 years now, which is a long time, a very long time. We met at the age of 11. We were both in the first year of Bronston Community College, and we're both small fish in a big pond, trying to make friends. And what came clear straight away is we're both keen Liverpool supporters. So together we were kind of like well, yeah. Together we would we'd bask in the glory of Liverpool's triumphs. Something that we've obviously had very few opportunities to do since. Simon did develop a reputation at school for having a really hard punch, and he became renowned for his legendary dead arms. So this again is something I saw as a good reason why to be his friend rather than his enemy. We shared quite a few common interests, but mostly our passion was for football, and we played together in the school football team and also at the local village football team at Washington, creating a formidable partnership in defence, if you do say so himself. After GCSEs, Simon moved on to North Links College to study motor vehicle engineering, whilst I stayed on at sixth form. One night at a house party, I introduced Simon to a friend of mine that I'd met at sixth form. His name was Jack Daniels. And being young and naive, he decided to use the entire bottle as his mixer for his Coca-Cola. Later that night, I had the pleasure of carrying him home, and of course, being who he was, he didn't have his key, and had to wake his mum and dad up. And to this day, I don't quite think Sandra's forgiven me for the state of him, or yet got those puke stains out of your carpets. Now, not a lot of people know this, but Simon's not always been bald. And once upon a time, he did used to have long blonde locks of hair, which earned him the nickname the Ram. Now, the Ram was very much a silver-tongued cavalier. However,
I lost it.
he was. But we concocted a plan that was going to make us even more irresistible to the ladies. We all decided we was going to get a tattoo. So, Alistair over there, he got himself a seahorse. Well done. I went for a stallion, and Simon a lizard. Now, excuse my French, especially for the kids at the back, but our tattoos, we did think our tattoos were the dog's bollocks, basically. But as we're now a little bit older and a little bit wiser, we definitely now realise that probably only one word from that phrase is true. As we moved on into our late teens, whilst most other students were thinking about university life, our thoughts were firmly focused on something else, which was spending all of our cash on a good night out in Lincoln, or occasionally we went to Sleaford. Simon pursued a career within the motor industry. Now, for someone with so much knowledge about motor cars, it always surprised me and the rest of the boys just how much bad luck he did have with cars.
And still does.
And still does. No. I'd never laughed so much as when Bradley told me about his Astra his pride and joy that actually they bought from a garage recently, a local garage. It actually had repossessed by the police because it was in fact 2 stolen cars welded together. So, after licking his wounds, he set his sights higher and soon forgot about his beloved Astra. He then went out and bought a VR6. Now, this was without doubt the fastest car Simon had ever driven, but it was also the most expensive. And similar to his Astra, it also soon disappeared. Not by the police this time, but instead by the loan sharks as he struggled to keep up his monthly repayments. Now, this was the start of some classic financial mismanagement on Simon's behalf.
What do you mean?
On a lad's holiday away to Malia, Simon ran out of cash about midway through a 2-week break. So, being good friends, we all clubbed together and we all paid for his beer and his food for the remaining week of the holiday. So, not to worry though, because Simon reimbursed us all the very second we set back at East Midlands Airport. He walked straight over to a cash machine, he paused, he walked past it and went to the nearest drinks machine and got us all a can of Tango. So,
That's my boy.
I've waited a long time to get my own back into that. So congratulations, here's your wedding present.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
There's more.
Oh, God.
As you can imagine, this was a good source of entertainment for everybody. We're a good group of friends, but we do love to take the mickey out of one another. One night at a house party in Scotwick, innocent mickey taking and fun had turned into an argument, and it was threatening to get out of hand. Luckily for us, Simon was there to step in, so with tact and grace, he distracted everybody by punching his hand through a window. So, a result, success. The potential fight was over. However, on the downside, you needed hospital treatment and also several weeks off work.
Yeah.
So it was these diplomatic skills that made us all realise that Simon was wasted within the motor industry. So we decided to, without hesitation, hang up his tools and switch careers to the YMCA as a night support worker. Okay. Now this was a bit of a change for him, definitely a change, and it was a big challenge, and he knew it wasn't going to be easy. Not only because that there was no cars or buses there to fix, but also because all the kids that we used to pick on at school now all lived at the YMCA. And they were now twice the size. So as you can imagine, this made a somewhat awkward reunion for him. It was probably stress from this that caused his hair to recede. But rather than growing old gracefully, he decided that the ram had had its day and decided to shave it all off. And he's been doing so ever since. Now, unfortunately, this did not go down well with the Lincoln ladies. So Simon knew he had to look further afield to find his perfect match. He soon discovered the internet and, more importantly, MySpace, the flirtatious MySpace, where Kelly and Simon met. And, as I say, the rest is history. So, on a serious note, I do consider you to be a mate for life, and I do sincerely wish the best for everybody. And I'm sure I'll speak on behalf of everyone in the room, where I wish you good luck, obviously for Tegan and Reece together as a family. So I'd like you all to raise your glasses, and we'll toast to the bride and groom.
Bride and groom.